God, I got a wig hair in my eye, dude.
Oh.
It's just gonna
All right,
have
hold on.
to stay
Clap out.
there.
Pause. Oh, okay.
Oh,
never
we
mind.
didn't clap in.
Oh, whatever. It's too late. I'll figure it out.
Welcome back to another very special Halloween edition of Secondhand Smut. I'm Jean.
And
This
I'm
is
Tina.
Tina.
This is Secondhand Smut.
Jean and Tina from
We're Jean and
Bob's
Tina
Burgers.
from Bob's Burgers. Obviously, if you can't tell, which I think you can, because I think we're nailing it.
I look like if Jean was a newscaster.
Yeah, and Jean would be a great weather person.
True. Him and Courtney did do the morning announcements for a very long time. The Jean and Courtney
What
show.
did he wear?
He wore this.
Oh, well, then that's what you can say you're doing.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm just Tina.
Yep.
You know.
Tina's everyone's favorite. I love it.
Thank you.
Your Tina's so good.
I think your Jean's great.
It does look good.
We'll give you one quick little sneak peek of our full Tina and Jean costumes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. And now you won't see that or our full set ever again.
It's
just too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, we can't sit like that.
Can't
Look at our
stop.
legs.
I know. Look at my legs.
Look at our legs. Are you kidding me?
These socks.
Oh my God! I'm
You're
going to blur that.
literally.
I'm going to have to blur that, dude. Oh,
It's tough.
I'm no lady.
Yeah. No.
But
Certainly
I am
not.
all woman.
Good thing you got 2 pairs of boxers on.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Now it
It's a
doesn't
little
matter
stage
because
trick.
yeah.
Well, I mean, still, I feel like they're gonna, even if we're zoomed in, you're gonna maybe see my knees and
Totally.
stuff. You know, I'm gonna keep it.
We should just walk
close.
to Jimmy John's like this after. Yes.
Maybe.
I love it.
How's it going?
What is
Happy Halloween.
the Happy Halloween. I know it's your favorite time of year.
It is my
You're
favorite time of year.
Halloween
But I don't.
freak.
But I don't like it.
What?
You know,
Tell me.
just like it's like kind of it's the same way I feel about Pride Month.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not spooky all the time.
You gotta stay spooky.
Yeah. And I also don't really like calling stuff like spooky. I kind of hate that whole thing.
Really?
But it is what it is, and I get it.
Yeah, it's here to stay.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. I'm into spooky Halloween. I mean, this
Uh-huh.
is spooky Halloween.
It is.
But yeah, I do love fall.
Yeah.
The end of things,
oh
the
my God.
transitions.
Don't
It's
get
time
me
to let
going.
go. You harvest what you grew all summer, and you let go of the things that don't serve you anymore. And then you go into winter to be
Hibernate.
in solitude, and it's,
And then we'll become reborn
and then
in the spring.
you decide what you're going to grow the next year. But fall's when you let things go that you don't need
Oh,
anymore.
Damn
You
it.
harvest what you've got from it, and you move on.
And I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I actually actively am.
Yeah, we're doing that right now.
We sure
Hello.
are.
We're letting go of.
Letting go.
We're letting go. Letting go. Let God.
Let go, let God.
That's what we always say.
Uh-huh. Oh, God, you are a vision in that wig.
I'm really just doing this to get it out of my mouth, but I'm trying to make it look like sexy.
I have to tell you, there's a few Pauls that I love.
You don't like the one that shaves his beard?
No.
Earlier today, she told me you can see my double chin now.
Hey, at least you have a chin. You have
Two
a
of 'em.
chin. 2 of them.
It's fine. I get it.
Anyway, I love Wig Paul. Because
Who is she?
who is she?
The second I have a wig on,
The second
just a different person.
my cheeks are. The second you have a wig on, it's like me with fake nails. Like I can't stop touching everything and like being so extra with the nails. You with the wig, it's like you just can't stop.
Bobblehead.
And you're a bobblehead.
Put me on the dashboard.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we should say we are wearing these costumes because we 3 years ago had a Bob's Burgers ensemble.
Was it 3?
It was 2021.
I know for a fact
And
it
we
was
did
2022. It was for my 30th birthday. And I'm 32 years old right now. And then for my 30th birthday, we did all Paulo's Eve. And I said, I just want to redo Halloween because we missed Halloween.
Oh.
And this is what we did.
wow.
He's making stuff up over there.
Well, I thought it was 2021 because I thought it was for Halloween.
Yeah. But it's only 2 years ago because I'm only 32.
I thought you were 27.
Whoa, I'm 32 on paper.
You sure? Yeah.
That's
I go
nothing
by
to do with how
29.
Yeah, 29 is solid.
Yeah.
I feel very 29.
I'm 100% can pass for 29 for
Yeah.
at least 3 years.
Oh, I could pass for 27
sure could.
in a heartbeat.
Well, we both could pass for 23 if we're being honest.
That's true. If we tried,
Yeah.
put a little something on.
Uh-huh. I have a lot going for me when it comes to the height
You look
I'm
exactly
4'11".
the same as the day I met you freshman year of high school.
I look like I'm 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reconnected with a friend a few years ago that I hadn't seen in like a decade.
Oh,
and when I saw her, she literally just cackled and was like, "You look like you have not aged a day."
And you said, well, you have.
But yeah, when you're short and pudgy, you look 12 years old forever. That's why I make
And then
such a good
you'll die.
gene. And right, and then I'll die.
And then you'll die.
I won't have any wrinkles.
And you'll look great in that coffin.
Totally. You know what, Paul? I always thought I wanted to be cremated, okay? But if I die in the next, like, 10 years or whatever, will you bury me in this outfit, in this costume?
Yeah.
Bury me as Jean.
I will. Okay, you were about to ask me about this set piece.
Oh, yeah. What? Tell me what this is that we have in front of us.
Listen, what we have right here is an original box.
Wow. Oh, there you go. That's... An original box.
An original box, family heirloom. This is obviously from the House of Lloyds, 1992, year we were born.
Oh, that's
Hello,
such a good year.
Shout out. And this is the Very Scary Village.
Very Scary Village.
Very Scary Village.
Oh, that's funny. So it is technically a part of a Christmas village. It says Christmas on top.
Oh. Well, it is from a company that does Christmas villages, and this is where I'm sure my mom got these, but this is my salvaged childhood favorite decoration.
Yes, I love that.
And yeah, look at this.
Can I see it?
Yeah, but hold on. You're not ready.
Okay.
This is the haunted house part of it.
Okay.
Haunted.
Porcelain.
Yeah.
It's porcelain.
Delicate.
Yeah.
Delicate. Has survived 32 years.
Damn,
You know?
dude.
But look at this.
Oh, the bottom, he's opening the... Oh. Oh, is it playing? Oh, let me see.
There she goes. Let's give a little sample of that audio.
Oh, now I get why you loved
Ooh, this is my favorite Halloween decoration.
Dude, that is such a good one.
I would just like that. Obviously, as a small,
I would leave that sound on 24/7.
And it's like it was before the times of like motion sensors, so it's
Yeah.
like if you wanted that on,
You just had to
that was a choice. Like
turn
you
it
were
on.
turning it on and like committing to it. And then look at these little guys it comes with.
Have fun, there's little
Look at
pumpkins.
they're trick or treating.
Oh, trick or treat! We got
That's
a
a
dog
bear.
and a bear.
Yeah, a bear dressed up as Dracula and a dog as a cowboy.
Wow.
Isn't that silly?
That is so silly. House of Lloyd, 1992. It's engraved in here.
And obviously, so like I pulled this out for this, and I was like, you know what? Like this is the original box. This is the original styrofoam. Okay, this is styrofoam it came with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the worth of this online because if there's
Antiques
one thing I'll
Roadshow
do is sell childhood trauma for cash.
For a quick buck.
That's what I do.
And I mean a quick buck.
The quickest buck.
And so I'm imagining the MSRP is like $11.99. Did you look it
about
up?
12.
Oh, about 12.
About 12. 24 on a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you look it up on eBay?
Yeah. I did.
You know what's impressive about these, dude? Is
No
like,
chips or anything.
There is one on this one.
Okay, that's just character.
Exactly. What I was going to say is that, like, I feel like in every single piece they actually etched into this.
Yeah.
House of Lloyd, 1992.
Well, it's the House of Lloyd.
I mean, I don't.
I've never heard that in my entire
know what
life,
it
but
is.
when I read it, doesn't it just sound
It's clearly a
kind of way?
Oh, it says
You
made,
shatter them.
It says made in China.
Well,
So maybe they didn't hand etch it.
well, somebody did.
Someone did. That's true.
Somebody did. All right, careful.
Yeah, you rearrange it. You have longer arms than I do.
Yeah, where's the other one?
This is cool.
I love it. It's like my only Halloween decoration I have left after you convinced me to throw everything I owned away because you said I was a hoarder that one time. So it's like the only thing I have left. So I do treasure it greatly.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you kept the right things then.
You're right.
You know what
You're
I'm
right.
saying?
This sparked joy.
It did.
And it still does.
Yeah.
Oh boy, howdy.
That skull that was covered in glitter didn't spark
No.
joy anymore.
No.
So you
It
had
was
to
a
get rid
mess.
of it. Yeah.
Sparked mess.
Yeah. I do want to say I have an odd energy today because I'm cranked up on about, and I do mean cranked, on about 32 ounces of Brazilian mate. And so I'm just riding that wave.
What was that Brazilian fighting thing in Bob's Burgers?
Cup, no.
Cup kumka.
No.
What's that from?
I think cup is how you say thank you in like Cantonese.
Oh
Mandarin
yeah,
or
that's
something.
from Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
At the end of her
Oh wait, hold on.
speech.
I know what you're talking about. The freaking.
You know?
Oh my god, it's gonna kill me now that I can't. We'll add it in because I know what it's
right,
called.
we'll
It's
go.
called. Oh yeah, that Brazilian
called-
fighting thing is called.
Capoeira.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that
Oh my god,
is
thank you.
movie magic.
What's
I guess
up?
since it's the Halloween episode, we should talk about the scary movies that we've watched recently.
Okay, yeah.
Let's start with the one that we watched together a couple weeks ago.
Cuckoo.
I loved it. The more I think about
liked
it,
a lot.
I actually did love. I will say love. I loved it.
Liked.
Did you heavy like?
I heavy liked.
Okay. What? I mean, I guess we can't give spoilers up because it is a new movie. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, I didn't have an issue with, like, it was, like, made super well.
Yeah.
Like, cool setting, cool stuff was going on. Just maybe some things I thought could have been developed more.
Yeah.
And that was probably it.
I loved it because in the beginning, for a while, like the first hour, you're like, what is going on? Is this a scientific thing? Is there something in the water? Is this paranormal?
Yeah, was this a disease?
Is
it spooky?
Like, you're like, you don't know what's going on, which I thought was fun.
And then what did we watch last night?
And then, you watched...
I watched The Substance.
With Demi Moore?
With Demi Moore.
Oh, dude, I want to see that.
Stunning. I loved it so much, dude.
Yes!
It was so good. And, like, dude, it was, like, pussy popping, like, girl boss, you know?
Yes.
And then you're like...
And then shit gets...
While that's happening, you're like, I know this is going to crash so hard.
Oh, I
but
love
while
that.
we're peaking...
That's a build-up.
The peak is good.
Nice.
The peak is good.
Well, I want to see it.
It was really good.
I
Would
want to see
recommend. You definitely have to see it. You're going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to love it. Demi Moore, what a brave woman. That's all I have to say about that. That was a brave performance. And it was fucking amazing.
I can't wait to see it. Also, since we have last potted, we did also watch Signs together, which we previously spoke about watching that, and how hot Joaquin Phoenix
is.
But when we actually watched it,
we thought
you and I think were, I mean, most likely we were unbearable to watch that movie with.
I don't care. I don't want to be bared.
Me either.
Like,
Paul and I
would
would
fucking
not.
Young Joaquin Phoenix, who was probably, how old do you think in that movie?
We should fact check this, but you know what I want to say?
What?
Because when did that come out? In 2002? That was 03,
Maybe,
02 or 03?
Something like that.
Okay, so that was 21 years ago. He's got to be like 50 right now? So he was like 29 or 30?
Because in my head, he's like, even when we watched it, I was like, that's like a man that's older than me.
And I don't think so.
I think he was younger than me then, but I just think that he was more man than I am or something.
For sure.
Because I'm just like, you look like my elder.
Dude, Paul
you could tell me what to do.
Every single time Joaquin was on screen, Paul and I...
Well, he's just walking around with that.
He's just walking around like that. Oh my
just
God.
asking for it.
Jesus.
I couldn't get enough.
I can't get enough.
And he's kind of in like those like baseball tees
and
stuff.
Hot. Maybe like a pair of Dickies.
Oh,
and
Dickies.
A white baseball tee.
Just like in a cornfield.
Jesus Christ.
Take me in the cornfield.
Oh my God. Oh.
Take me in the cornfield.
I don't even ever need to come back.
Dude, I'll crop that circle, bro. All night. Let's go. Are you kidding me? Who bent this corn? Me and Joaquin. Woo!
And then we also watched last night Barbarian.
Yeah. But it was okay.
Hated every second.
You hated it. I was like, whatever.
Everyone was like, it's fine. I hated every second of it.
Yeah, you hated it.
Well, it was just... I've never that woman was hair-pullingly stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why did they write this woman so dumb?
Yeah.
You know, like,
why were you so unbelievable in the things that you did?
Back. You keep going back.
That was like another one where I thought it was just, actually, I think it was way less developed than Cuckoo. But like that would be the same complaint I had, but like on the grandest of scale. Where it was like, did you forget to show me like half of this movie?
Totally.
Like,
yes.
Did you forget to develop any of those plots that you've now wrapped up? I was like, it's like they wrapped up plots, but they didn't establish them. Yeah. So you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Justin Long was funny in it though. He's so good at like his comedic timing is like perfect. But the movie watching experience is fun when you're in a group of people.
We talk so much.
Yeah.
Just a lot.
I could never watch... I mean, obviously, if I'm like watching a movie, I'll be quiet. But in those... When we're with like 6 friends...
I'm just lobbing them out.
Part of the experience of the movie is being able to talk.
Yeah.
And so if I'm with someone that's like, shh, I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah. Like if I'm at the theater,
obviously.
I'm going to be quiet. And like... I guess, no, I'm like, maybe if it's a serious movie, or if like everyone's super into it, I'm also into it, I'm not going to like interrupt. But if we're all just fucking,
it's like, I need to...
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
so for our very special Halloween episode, we're just doing one novella,
Yeah.
like 120 pages, and then one like 40-page short story.
Yeah.
So you choose which one you want to start with, and we'll start with that one.
Let's do the longer one first.
Ooh, okay. Are you sure? No.
I'm not sure anymore, actually.
That is our friendship in a nutshell. Just that.
Here, I have a choice for you to make.
So you choose, and we'll do that. Are you sure? Paul, I did not mean
You know what?
to do that.
I think we should do the short one first.
No, we can do the long one first. I'm sorry. I
understand why the short one first is the obvious choice. But the more I thought about it, I just thought maybe it'd be nice to like end on a quickie.
Yes. And I didn't mean for that to come out
Everything's
the way
fine.
it came out.
Happy Halloween.
We can do this one first.
Okay.
It's called The Demon's Bargain.
I remember my guess. This is the one I guessed for.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because you certainly couldn't guess for Triceratops and Bottoms.
Yeah, I mean, it's too obvious.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Well, with the title like that.
Yeah.
But it would have been fun because your just guess would have been so wrong.
Well, yeah, and it's because I would have given a guess that's longer than the
40. Seriously.
Yeah, my guesses are longer than 40 pages.
Seriously. Okay, so The Demon's Bargain by Katee Robert. Will you read the back?
Yes.
Sure.
I can read in these classes. Lenora made a mistake. She trusted the wrong man, and in a moment of weakness, he stole a family heirloom from her. Her only chance to get it back will be during Samhain, when the shadow market opens and magic folk gather for 3 days to celebrate. And unfortunately, she can't do it alone. She needs a demon. That's the correct pronunciation of that.
What is it?
Samhain.
Okay.
Sounds like a W.
Okay.
Fucking laugh at me about witch stuff. This house.
Well, this is a very witchy book.
I mean, it looks like a witchy book.
I wasn't expecting it to be as witchy as it is.
I was like, this looks good.
It is really good. You specifically would be into this book.
It looks like the cover of like a D&D module story or something.
Does it?
Like I'd run this campaign.
Totally. So it's Samhain?
Samhain.
Okay.
Ramanu's entire existence is making bargains. They're a bargainer demon, after all. Dream job.
You would be
Dream
so
job.
good as a bargaining demon,
Yeah.
Paul.
Everyone would do things they thought was their idea.
You would be, I mean, you are a bargaining demon.
I just don't have anything to offer. Okay. They've had their eye on Lenora for some time now, so they're pleased when she summons them to help with her little thief problem, especially because it means spending time in close proximity with her. Lenora thought she could get away with a bargain that didn't require 7 years of service, but when Ray Romano. When Ray Romano informs her. No. Say it for me again.
Ramanu.
Okay. But when Ramanu informs her those are the terms, she decides to go it alone, even though the demon wants to tag along to the market. But as the clock ticks down and all Lenora's attempts to reclaim her amulet fail, making a deal with Ramanu might be the only option she has. And they might take her heart right along with her soul. See, this sounds like love to me. That's
for
a
sure.
love story.
Yeah. God, it was really good.
That looks so good.
I enjoyed it. So this is like in modern times, although I kind of pictured it as I was reading it as like a split between modern and medieval.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at the inn, I picture an old school inn.
I mean, if they're calling it an inn.
They are calling it an inn. I didn't do any ratings or spice levels, but especially not for Triceratops and Bottoms.
No.
But I will for this one.
Okay.
This little short story, 120 pages, I would rate it like a 4.
Okay.
And spice was 3.75.
Is 4 the highest thing you've rated so far?
I thought I did something 4.5. Didn't I do Kiss Quotient?
Oh
4.5?
yeah. You wanted to say 5, yeah.
Yeah. Which I would leave it at like a 4 now.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, we're in a basement, and Lenora, our witch, who I do believe she's in her early 30s. It doesn't specifically say.
I'll take it.
But I'm going to say early 30s. She's got long, flowing brunette hair, maybe a few braids in it. She's she's pretty, got a little thick thigh action going on.
Yeah.
Nice bod, And she's down in her basement, and she is in like a summoning circle, and she's summoning up this bargaining demon because her ex-lover Christoph has stolen her family.
Hate that name. That's your first mistake. You let a Kristoff in, out of control. And if they go by Kristoff, that's a Chris with a K. If I've ever heard of a Chris with a K.
Yes, it is. Kristoff, her ex-lover,
gross,
stole her family's amulet, which is a family heirloom. And it's massively important because it strengthens the entire bloodline of whoever is in possession with it. It's generations old.
Oh.
It's been passed down for generations, and her entire bloodline has more power because of this amulet.
I'm so into this.
I know you are. I'm so glad we did this first. You know what? I take it back.
Oh my God, dude.
So Kristoff has stolen this amulet. The amulet, when you are wearing it, whomever's wearing it in that bloodline is immune to magic spells and cannot be killed unless physically.
Oh my God, I am going to run this as a D&D campaign.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so she's summoning the bargaining demon because after several failed weeks, maybe even months, she can't get the amulet back from Kristoff. So she's like, I got to go to worst case scenario and get a summoning demon to get this amulet back for me. I can't tell my fathers that it's been stolen.
Fathers.
Her dads are gay.
Gay dads. You're telling me this is about, get out of here,
I
a witch
know.
summoning a demon because she's afraid to tell her gay witch dad something?
Yeah, her gay witch
because of
dads.
this amulet. Well, aren't they going to notice that they're weaker because the amulet's missing?
Paul, thank you for bringing that up. It is kind of like a Back to the Future situation where every day they're fading and fading and fading. So her dads don't know that the amulet's gone. They still are magic. She still is magic. But she's like, it's getting close to time when our magic is going to start fading and they're going to wonder what's going on.
They're going to be so mad.
Yeah. So,
but also, they probably could help.
I don't know.
Witches are good at finding
That's
stuff.
true. That's true. That's true. But hey, Kristoff is now immune to magic because he's got the amulet on.
We can work around that.
You can.
I need to find his dog then. That's where I cast my spell.
Or his familiar.
It's like I need to find his favorite pair of shoes.
Yes. Oh, see?
I'll find you, bitch.
Yeah,
I'll find you, bitch.
Well, I wonder if she did all those things.
I don't know. You're right. Maybe she did. She could be a good witch too.
She's exhausted all her options. That's why she's called a bargaining demon.
Well, yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So poof, here we go. He pops up out of the ground, and here's Ramanu. I'm going to read a little bit from the book.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I expect, but Ramanu finishes their examination and focuses on me. Hello, little witch. Demon. I study them right back. Gods, they cut a fine figure. Broad shoulders, long black claws that match their horns. Paul is so wet for this, right?
So wet for this
Paul
right
is
now.
so wet for this. This is amazing.
I didn't know this was going to get me so good.
Yeah, I know. Long black claws that match their horns, deep crimson skin and teeth that are a little too sharp. They're wearing loose, flowing black pants and a fitted black shirt. It's not quite a Catholic priest's getup, but it's close enough. You look like something out of a naughty nun's wet dream. Did you dress up just for me? Lenora says.
Lenora.
Yeah. Oh, she's a little feisty.
Well, she's a witch.
She's a witch.
She summoned him.
Uh-huh.
I'm so into this.
He comes up. She explains, obviously, what's going on.
Yeah.
But she doesn't go into too much detail about the amulet.
Yeah,
because what if he
wants
right,
it?
because he gets the amulet back,
Do demons have bloodlines? Probably.
Yeah, they do.
That's how you make a tiefling.
This demon is a little bit different in that he has 2 horns instead of 1, and he has 2 because his mother was a demon and his parent was a gargoyle. He doesn't say
so
dad.
Normally demons have 1 horn?
In this book,
in
yes.
that book?
Yep.
But he's got a double horn. Okay.
Yep. That's what he looks
I see.
like. Yep. So
yeah, I would take that to town. Are you kidding
for
me?
sure.
Yeah.
The way she was able to summon this bargaining demon up is she was using her great grandmother's grimoire.
Grimoire, yeah.
Is that like a spell book?
Yeah, your family spell book.
Okay, yeah.
Book of
So
Shadows.
she was using her grandmother's grimoire. In her grandmother's grimoire, she's picking up that her great grandmother was infatuated with Ramanu when she was young.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's one of those.
Uh-huh. And in here, it says about her great-grandmother who was infatuated with Ramanu, 60 years ago. They didn't fuck my great-grandmother, but based on this, she absolutely would have been down for it.
Grandma!
Yeah, great-grandma was into Ramanu.
Well, dude, I get it.
And so he's like, okay, little witch, you summoned me, so certainly you must know the payment for asking me to help you. It's 7 years. 7 years of your life. You come back to my realm and you commit 7 years to me.
Oh, I'm kind of fine with that. I mean, what do I have to do?
Hold on. She is like, why did I summon you? There's no way.
Can we do 3.5?
Yes. She's like, there's no way in hell, I'm giving you 7 years. I'm sorry. And so she does try to haggle. And he goes, I'm a bargaining demon, not a haggling demon. So it's 7 years or nothing. So take it or leave it.
What if I beat you at a fiddle contest?
Ooh.
You know?
Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. Yeah.
Turns out she's a fiddler.
That would be cool. So they go on and on back and forth for quite a while. And then he goes, let me tell you, time passing in the human realm is not the same as time passing in my realm. So when you come back after 7 years, it will only be a couple weeks to a month.
It's not like a set thing.
But he said a month's tops.
Okay.
And she goes, well, I'll come back and I will have aged 7 years. No, like it will be, you're going to look the same. And I'm sitting here thinking, so I got to spend 7 years in your realm, but I come back and I haven't lost 7 years of my life. I'm in. Like,
I'm ready to go.
I would have signed right then and there.
Yeah. If there's any bargaining demons listening, we're in.
I'm in.
You could take 14.
Seriously.
Keep me for 2 months.
You could keep me for 20 years if you wanted, or a lifetime. Because if I come back, if 7 years is a month,
and
then
you know
what's
what?
a lifetime?
I'm gonna just be
like
reading shit. I mean, in between whatever hellish tasks he has for me to do.
You come back, you look the same, but you've learned 7 years worth of shit
of
in a
demon
realm.
Knowledge.
Hello.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
God. So she's still saying no. She's like, I'm not into it. Meanwhile, they've been kind of ogling each other, you know,
eyes
eyeing each other. He likes how feisty she is and how funny she is, and she's like, well, Jesus, he's hot, you know. After telling her that, decides, I'm not ready to kind of leave yet. I kind of want to stick around, so I'm gonna make her a little offer.
Yeah.
And he says, how about this counter proposal? Since it's Samhain right now, which is like a 4-day period where the realms are blurred, where magic creatures and humans can come together.
The veil is thin.
The veil is thin. Thank you. Since we're in Samhain right now, and the shadow market is happening over the next 4 days.
Oh my God, this is my dream.
He goes, why don't you take me with you to the shadow market? Because I've always wanted to go to the shadow market and I've never been able to make it. And we'll see if we can find Kristoff. You try again to get your amulet back. And if by the end of the 3 days you can't get your amulet back and you want to use me, then we can do it.
Use me, abuse me.
And she agrees.
Okay.
To take
I would
him
too.
To the shadow market.
Well, for that, it's like that's like such a little thing to even agree to.
Yeah, you accompany me to the shadow market.
Sure, you want to come? Let's go.
Let's go. So we learn in chapter 2, from Ramanu's point of view, that bargaining demons' powers come from wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
Their powers come from making deals and bargains and signing contracts. So it's really important that he convinces her to use him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's still in the back of his mind. He's like, well, I want to be with her because it's fun and she's fun and I want to go to the shadow market, but also like I want to make this deal as well.
Yeah.
And it's a rule that prior to the contract is signed with a bargaining demon, demons shouldn't have sex with their bargainers.
Well,
it's
that's
no-no.
messy. That's very messy.
Because they shouldn't be coercing anyone into signing their bargaining deal.
Yeah.
And having sex would be coercion.
Would it?
I guess. I
mean,
if they lay it down.
If you fuck so good, you want to stay for 7 years.
Exactly. So it's a no-no, even though he's like, ooh, I want to. And she's thinking, I'll bring you along. I'll bring you along. We'll see what happens over this weekend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then they're kind of gearing up, talking about getting ready to go to the shadow market. And she's just kind of talking to him now. She's like, how do you sense magic, by the way? Because he's been telling her this entire time, oh, I can sense your vibes. I can sense you. And he's like, well, I can't see. He's not blind. He doesn't see with eyes. He doesn't see with eyes. He sees auras. So he sees colors. And he has really strong intuition to feelings and stuff like that. So he's like, it's not as simple as that. I can't sense it. It's magic. It's emotions. It's auras. She goes, exactly what can you see or sense or whatever? He said, well, I could see your lust earlier, little witch, so thick I could taste it on my tongue.
Oh, my God.
My skin heats, but I refuse to look away.
A demon could take me.
Dude, and this demon
could take me.
You should read this.
Ooh, I'm like, yeah, borrow this.
So they're just kind of flirting with each other. Like, that's the kind of banter and back and forth they're having.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Come now, Lenora, sign my contract and come away with me. Sex and games and maybe even some murder thrown in to spice things up. It could be fun." And so he's
My
really
answer is yes.
trying. He's really trying, you know.
My answer is yes.
But she's just adamant. She's just like, no. Sorry, no, not happening. But let's get going to the shadow market.
Well, she's a witch on a mission. She's got something to do.
She is. And so they've known each other for like 3 hours at this point where we're at. And so...
Feels like a lifetime.
Yep. And so now it's time for them to go through the... What's the word, Paul?
Huh.
It's like platform 9 3/4. You know, where
like
they
portal.
get... Yeah. It's like where they get into the shadow market.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like it's around Halloween time. And so in this case, it's a haunted house. So she goes to this haunted house and then they go through this certain door.
Yeah.
And boom, they're in the shadow market.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. So they go through the little portal or whatever, and they're there. And it's an open air market. It's, you know, huge. It goes on for miles. It's huge. Look at this book has a map in the front of it. Paul, look at.
This is a D&D campaign. I love this.
How much you love it.
I'm so sad I don't live in it.
True. And so open air market, there's people playing lutes.
I can smell the bards.
You can smell
the bards.
It. Yes, Paul, yes. There's food stalls, magic, little trinkets, little sounds. It's like you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah. And so as they enter in, they meet up with Lenora's ex-lover, Jack.
Oh, so she's just got a fucking
she
group
does.
of them.
She's made her way. I mean, she's like 30, you know? She's 30,
she's a witch. Like,
yes,
you're fucking.
She sure is.
And if I knew about a magic market full of other magic people, ugh, it would be fucking.
Oh, you'd be tearing it up.
Tearing it up. I would just be studying magic and fucking.
What a life.
What a life.
I know.
Hopefully in another time.
Yes.
Wait, have you ever seen those? Have you seen this thing
what?
On the internet / the world / the TikTok?
Yeah.
The like, what the fuck do they call themselves? Like shifters or something?
Okay.
And they like, and maybe they are, you know, I'm not, maybe they're doing it, but they like shift into other realities through like concentration and meditating and stuff. It's not as cool as that sounds.
Yeah.
The ones I've seen, it'll be like some girl in the suburbs and she's like, I shifted into Hogwarts. I've been at Hogwarts for 3 months. And like the videos that they're posting are like, they're like, do any of the other shifters out there, like, do you ever suffer from like PTSD because now you're back in like this world and you're still like, remember when the trolls were chasing you? And it's like, yeah, like I have like wives and kids in other realms that I travel to and I miss them when I'm back in our like Earth realm. So you're not getting these?
No.
Because I get them a lot.
That's fun. Yeah.
Let's get back to the book.
Okay, Paul.
I'm just saying that I would love to shift into this book.
I would love to shift into this book too. Okay, so they meet up with Lenora's old lover, Jack, and Ramanu, after knowing her for 4 hours, is instantly feeling so jealous.
Well, yeah.
That Jack and Lenora were ex-lovers, and Jack got to see her in that way. Jack has agreed to, in this moment at the Shadow Market, help her find Kristoff and get the amulet back.
Great.
It's like, all right, good luck, Jack.
Well, we love a helper.
We sure do, but I mean, it's just,
Sometimes you're friends
she's
with your
already been
exes.
trying for months and months and months.
Oh, and it's like, what, now you think a man can do it because she couldn't?
It's like,
All
she's
right.
already been
What's
trying.
he, a warlock? Jesus.
He's like, I'll hit you up later, and I'll let you know where we're going to meet up. I'll listen, put my ear to the ground and see if I can find out where Kristoff's going to be.
Put my listening cap on.
Yep. She goes, Jack goes, by the way, Kristoff's been running around all day today telling everybody that you were dumb enough to fuck him and then give him the amulet. Yeah.
That's what you think you're going to do to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, Kristoff's a real fucking piece of work. So she vows. She's
Well,
like,
yeah, now it's personal.
I'm going to kill him. I'm not even going to take this amulet back. I'm going to kill him. He's
Murder,
dead,
death, murder.
And I want to kill him with my bare hands. So she's like, okay, Ramanu, let's go. We got to go check into the inn. And as they're walking, she tells him, she's like, because he's kind of walking behind her and she's walking quick and, this news she just found, and she's like pissed, her aura's like red or whatever. And Ramanu's like, are you trying to lose me? Like, hey, wait, like you're getting lost in the crowd. And she finally stops and she's like, no, I'm not trying to lose you. I'm not going to banish you just yet. I just want to keep you around. Let's just go. And he goes, stop, wait. And he like grabs her hand and he goes,
her aura lights up.
and And Ramanu goes, you know what? I've changed my mind. If you decide to use me, I will vow to you and I will put it in a contract.
Hello, you got to get in writing.
Yep. They go, right now, I'll put it in a contract. You will only get 7 years of pleasure for me. No harm can come to you from anyone in my realm. I cannot harm you. And you will be like basically worshipped.
Oh my God, good for her for holding out.
Yeah.
Because that's a much better deal.
Woo,
and one that I'm
girl, sign me
signing
up.
right now.
Where's the pen?
What's the pen? Right
Anybody
I'll
have a
sign
pen?
in my blood. I don't.
Yeah. On the fangs?
Yeah.
She still says no. She was like,
That's a strong bitch.
She's like, thanks. He goes, just let me draw up a contract, and when we get to the end, just read it.
Because then, like, realistically, what are we saying? So she has to get 7 years of pleasure, and then he finds the amulet for her? That's the bargain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So they get to the inn, and she's reading through the contract, and she's like, this is pretty ironclad. Like, this does sound like, it'd be 7 years of pleasure for me. But she's still not in. She still wants to try one more time to get the amulet from Kristoff. She then tells Ramanu a little bit more about the amulet. She says it's been passed down by generations, and it's celestial made.
Oh.
A god was obsessed with my ancestor, and the god gave this amulet to them, and it's been passed down, and it's very highly valuable, basically.
Yeah. Can I make a guess on how I think he's going to help find it?
You can.
Can I?
Of course you can.
I think that his whole thing that he sees auras and people's magics and stuff, and this amulet, like, hides you or whatever.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, well, I see a blank spot. And that's how they feel. Then he's like, that's where he is. Because if I can't see him, that must mean that's where he is.
Yeah.
There's just the one spot where I can't see.
It's a great idea.
Sounds like it's not true based on your reaction. All right,
but
carry on.
Paul, your ideas are usually better than things.
Well,
if I'm being honest. That's why I said you can, because I was like, you can.
But it's not going to be.
It's your guess is going to be better than what actually happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Ramanu thinks to himself, he gets kind of worried for a second. He's like, well, if magic can't be used to find this amulet, and that's what I'm magic, there's a chance she signs this contract and I actually can't deliver. Then
what happens?
So he gets a little, shiver of like, oh shit. Anyway, she's still not into signing the contract in the meantime, So as they're in the inn room, she's thinking, what if we
just
do a trial run?
Yeah, why don't you show me this pleasure you've been talking about?
Pleasure would be.
Yeah, let's see how good this pleasure is before I make this deal.
And he's like, oh, okay, well, we'll just do a trial run for like a couple years. And she's like, no.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah. And he's like, a couple weeks. And she's like, no.
Couple hours?
And he's like, and Lenora's like, the next 3 days at Samhain, why don't we, over the next 3 days, this will be our trial run.
Okay.
And if, I want to commit to 7 years of pleasure with you, then I will. But let's just try it out.
All right, that's smart.
Let's just have fun.
That's real smart.
So Ramanu agrees to that. And they're like, sounds good to me. And if you want to banish me, you can banish me. And if you want to get your amulet yourself, you can get the amulet yourself. Lenora says, let's get started.
Yeah.
Now.
Get to work.
And so we get our first little love scene. Meanwhile, they've known each other for 5 hours.
Well, sometimes you just know.
Who am I to judge?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I sit on the bed and scoot backward to the middle of it. After the briefest hesitation, I spread my thighs.
Yeah.
I know you can sense things, but your lust is so strong. It's a very clear picture, they say. They unbutton their shirt with quick, efficient movements, the fabric parting to reveal a biteable crimson chest with red nipples.
Red nips.
Their pants and boots quickly follow, then they pause, allowing me to look my fill. God's Ramanu is pretty.
Pretty.
Listen to this is funny. There's muscle definition in their shoulders, arms, athletic thighs, and shapely calves. This demon doesn't skip leg day.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
This demon doesn't skip leg day.
He's got
that could be the tagline
of this.
This demon doesn't skip leg day. Yeah, so they get going, and they start bucking, and then he does this one move, which I wanted to explain to you.
Okay.
Where he, flips, he's on bottom, she's on top, right? And then he kind of, sits up,
Yep.
And then he's like, put your feet on my shoulders and grab onto my horns.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
see you.
I was like, damn
those horns.
Mm-hmm.
Handlebars.
Handlebars.
That's creative. That's funny.
Truly.
That's why you have to have 2 horns.
Yeah. He says this. Put your feet on my shoulders. Hold my horns. As soon as she obeys, I start to work her back down my length. I'm holding her entire weight, and she makes a delicious whimpering sound as I bottom out inside her.
He bottoms out. Dude.
I don't give her a chance to adjust to it, though. Instead, I lift her again, using her to fuck me. Slowly, it takes everything I have, but I'm determined to go slow and enjoy the movement of this.
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
That's a bargain.
Oh, it gets good. I mean, there's dirty time.
Well, he's a demon.
Yes, it's good. The spice was good. I was like, sure.
That's fucking... This is a good book.
It is a good book. So they buck. It's nice. One thing is her nails are like reinforced with magic. And he's like, I want you to scratch me.
Yeah.
Make me bleed.
Yeah.
And she does. And then it like instantly heals.
Well, yeah, he's a demon.
Love that.
Love that. Huge fan.
So they're done. And they're like, damn, that was crazy, you know? And he's like, I really hope she chooses to
I hope she signs this.
Yep. So she's like, okay, it's probably like 8 p.m. now.
Okay.
So she said, Jack wants us to meet him in the market around midnight. And after midnight is when all the real shit goes down.
Hell yeah, that's a night market.
Yep. She's like, we should probably get ready to go. And then they have this heart-to-heart where she tells him she still feels, and this is just something for us millennials to relate to.
Okay.
She still feels like she's in her 20s because everyone around her is like settling down and getting wifed up, and she's like, all I want is true love and acceptance, like what my fathers have.
Gay.
So they're having this little heart-to-heart.
Gay love is the best love.
And in that moment, Ramanu is like, I promise I'll get the amulet back for you. And then in like another moment of weakness, he said, you know what? You didn't even need to sign a contract. I'll just get this amulet back for you.
He's in love. He's going to die. He's going to lose all his demon magic.
So
for some mortal witch.
Right? They get to the pub. It's midnight. It's a little bit after midnight, and they walk in, and they both can see Kristoff.
Oh, Kristoff.
Kristoff is there. And he's just arrogant as hell.
I can't believe he's just out and
about.
about.
Smug bastard. Ramanu can like see the aura.
Yeah.
And it's just not good.
Yeah, obviously.
And then as they walk in, Kristoff spots Ramanu and Lenora, and Ramanu can see his aura change to green envy. And Ramanu looks at Lenora and is like, he's jealous.
And he should be.
And I have a little plan.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we put on a little show for him, create a distraction, and Jack can take the amulet off his neck.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, I'm into that. Let's do it.
Let's make out.
So he lifts her up. He's like 8 feet tall, or like 8.5 feet tall. You know?
Oh, he's a big, tall demon.
He lifts her up. She's wrapped around his legs. They're in this pub, in public.
Can you believe it? PDA. PDA.
And, well, Paul, just wait.
Oh, no.
In public.
Oh, this is like...
Yeah. So he lifts her up, and they start making out hard.
Okay.
And then he takes a hand. He's lifting her up.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Finger blast. Finger blast her as they're just standing there. And he can feel Kristoff walking towards them.
All mad, heated.
And, like, Ramanu walks over to the wall, pins her up against the wall, and is just like finger blasting her.
So they don't have any kind of laws like this.
Not in the shadow market after midnight.
Shadow market after
anything
midnight.
goes.
Anything.
Goes. And she's like, "Don't stop."
No, yeah, obviously, finish.
Right, you can't stop. And then so Kristoff is now next to them. He's like, "Really? A bargaining demon?
You're fucking a bargaining demon in front of me?
Yeah, seriously. He's
What if
like,
you stole my family's magic?
Yeah, and so he's like, "Wow, you've really downgraded. Like, look at what you're doing." And she's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, Kristoff.
Shut up, I'm trying to finish.
And she just like looks at Ramanu and is like, don't stop until I finish, you know? And so they do. And Kristoff just walks away.
What do you mean? They're letting him get away?
Well, that's the distraction. So they're thinking like maybe Jack
If he was within arm's reach of me, I would have just physically grabbed his ass.
Pulled out, if I was Ramanu, pulled out, snatched.
Yeah. Hand wet. Snatched.
Done.
Done. Hey, I got
Paul.
you the amulet.
But then
Sign
the book
my
would have been over.
contract.
But then the
you're
book
right.
would have been over.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? That happens. They finish. They leave. They walk around for a bit. They meet with Jack a little bit later, and Jack walks up and is like, empty-handed, sorry.
Oh, I failed
get
my
the
sleight of
amulet.
hand roll.
Uh-huh. Couldn't get the amulet. And they're like,
Jack's working with Kristoff,
damn
isn't
it,
he?
Jack. No, he's not.
No, he's just an idiot.
Yeah, he's just an idiot.
That's why he's an ex-boyfriend.
Meanwhile, Ramanu, while they were waiting for Jack, was still trying to convince Lenora to sign the contract. Well, he said that she wouldn't have to sign a contract, but she's like, he's still trying to convince her, like, just come back with me.
Yeah.
I
would be like, yeah.
I know for sure.
Let's go.
So while they're talking with Jack, Jack's like, you know what you need to do? You're just going to need to enter into the tournament tomorrow.
The witch tournament?
And you're just going to need to try and get the amulet that way. She has fought in the tournament in the Shadow Market before.
Yeah.
When she was 19.
Yeah. Ages ago.
And she used magic. And so she's not going to be able to use magic against him. She's, in her 30s.
Yeah.
So.
Life's basically over.
Yeah. Ramanu volunteers as tribute.
Obviously.
And is like, please just let me fight on your behalf.
Well, I get that you can't use magic on him, but couldn't I, make a hole in the ground where he's standing?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or,
but then
make
he would
something
fall down
fall.
The hole. Yeah, true. But the thing is you can't be killed by magic or harmed by magic when you wear it.
Well, you're not going to get killed by magic. I'm just going to lift
harmed?
a boulder above your head, and then I'm going to stop using my powers on it. It's going to fall.
Huh.
That's gravity.
That is gravity. See, loopholes.
You're a Magic's all about
solver?
loopholes.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you can't volunteer as tribute. Sorry, I'm going to be fighting.
All right.
She just keeps saying no. She's very hard-headed, this woman.
Yeah,
She's very
difficult
stubborn.
to work with.
Because then she thinks to herself, well, if I let him fight and then he gets the amulet and he told me I didn't have to sign a contract, then really there's nothing tying us together and he could just steal the amulet altogether.
Or he would just hold it over her head hostage. To get her to sign.
Exactly. So that's kind of where her head is at. Even though he's done nothing to show her that. But you have to keep your guard up. She's only known this.
It's a demon.
She's only known this demon for 14 hours.
Yeah.
Okay? Even though they're in love, she's only known him for 14 hours.
Sometimes you just know.
Yeah. Okay, so she's still refusing to let him help. And they're like, they got to go back to the inn to go to bed. It's 4 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
This time, she's like, will you go into the shower with me?
Oh.
When they get back to the inn. They're in the shower together and... You think it's going to get all sexy time, but it doesn't. It doesn't get sexy time. Yeah. He reminds her, hey, your magic is probably waning.
Yeah.
And by the time you get into the tournament tomorrow, you really...
I didn't think about that.
You could be
not
really
strong.
Fucking yourself over here. He's like, she says, I don't want to think about it tonight. Let's just not think about it.
Let's just fuck.
He goes, fine, I'll take care of you tonight. If you're lucky, I'll let you peg me.
Hell yeah! They know what's up.
They do. So they get out of the shower and they go onto the bed. They start fooling around.
Gotta shower first.
Well, especially with pegging.
Yeah.
So they're fooling around. They're doing all the stuff. She flips him.
Yeah.
Onto his back.
That red ass up in the air.
Uh-huh. And she's been talking about how she has this magic strap on.
That's right. I was gonna say, does she fucking summon up a strap on? She says, ooh, big one-eyed purple monster.
So let me find it in here. I pause long enough to coat the strap with lube before I drag the head over their ass.
Yeah.
Then add a bit more lube for good measure.
That's right.
You sitting there twirling your fingers in that wig is out of control.
Just hearing about it, you gotta lube it up.
So this strap-on is
self-lubricating.
It's magic in the sense that it can be small so it can go in and then it gets big.
Like an inflatable one. Yeah, a little pump on the side.
Yeah, so that's what happens. And they do that. They just have a lovely
That's great.
pegging evening.
This is a great book.
It is a great book.
This is a great book.
So now it's the next day and it's time for the tournament.
Okay.
And Ramanu is sick to their stomach that she won't let them fight in her stead.
Yeah. And
they keep trying to plead with her. And when they get to the tournament, it's open air. Everyone's obviously in a circle.
Yeah, like Coliseum.
No, not in a Coliseum. It's kind of like in the street.
Oh.
But it's a, it's a wide,
Yeah.
it's not very formal, this tournament.
Okay.
When they get there, before she enters her name in, Ramanu's like, cast a shield spell for me. Just cast
Yeah,
a
let's see
shield.
how strong it is.
And it's got holes in it all over the fucking place. Like, her magic is waning. And he's looking at her and he's just like, you're out of your mind. I can't do this. And he just cuts his bicep, starts bleeding, and he goes, bind to me now.
What does that mean?
It doesn't go into great detail because it's like right at the end and it's such a small book, but
yeah.
it doesn't go into great detail
like
about
she's going to start drawing magic from him.
From what I can deduce from what I read, because it doesn't explain what binding is, it sounds like when they bind together, they share their blood and it puts them on the same playing field. It even says that at one point. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means they are sharing each other's magic.
Yeah.
It just...
Like they combine their magic and split it halfsies or something.
I just don't know.
But she gets magic from it.
Well...
Or something. Okay.
So he says, bind to me now or else you're going to die today. And she's like, there's so much going on. She's like, fine. She cuts her hand. They bind together and he enters into the ring and goes in instead of her.
Oh.
Yep. Kristoff is nowhere to be found. And now they're like shouting off rounds, like 2 people duel. Yeah. And then they call Ramanu's name and some rando's name, some other demon.
Oh,
and
that's fine.
He does end up killing that demon, which is great. And then a few more rounds go by, still no Kristoff. And then finally, the announcer's name says Ramanu and Kristoff.
Finally.
Yes, finally. And we're like, okay, here we go. It's happening. And, she's like, come back to me. And, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so...
Pleasure me for 7 years.
Yes. So they get in the ring and Kristoff is there. And Kristoff is just throwing fireballs, casting all kinds of incineration spells. And Ramanu is showing off some athletic ability that Lenora did not know Ramanu had.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Flips.
Just flips. Like, she's like, I've never seen anything move so fast in my life.
That's right.
The fight scene is not long. It was like very short.
Oh, he kills
and
Kristoff?
So
decapitates him?
He's just running around. He can't cast spells. They can't cast spells. So Ramanu just kind of is like, I'm going to be a brute right now and just use brute strength, barbarian, and just is like on Kristoff's shield and just like finally gets the shield down and just is bang, hot. And then next thing we know, Kristoff's head goes flying.
That's right. Decapitated. I knew he was getting his head cut off.
Yep.
That's right. You can't wear something around your neck.
Cut his head off.
Good.
Snatches up the amulet, and is it's elation. Everyone's like, woo,
yeah,
and
fuck
she's like,
Kristoff.
Oh, yeah,
fuck Kristoff.
Totally. And so then they have their, reunion.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And he's like handing her the amulet. And Lenora's like, I can't just take the amulet from him. He just sacrificed so much.
I better sign the 7 years of pleasure.
Bound together. Like, I can't just take this from him. I owe him. I need to repay him. So I'll bargain with him and make a deal. Finally, they negotiate. They say, let's stay bound to each other for the duration of this 7-year contract. You just come into my realm with me and let's just do this thing for real.
Let's do this thing for real.
And she finally says yes.
Thank God. Well, she got the amulet back. It's all good.
Totally. So she decides to, she calls Jack and she's like, Jack, I'm going to be gone for like a month.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, He's like, oh, I know what you're doing.
I'd be like, you don't need to know, you're my ex-boyfriend.
Totally. And she decides not to call her fathers because she's like, well, I'll go a month or two without talking to them. So they're not even going to know I'm gone.
Yeah, they're gay dads. Yeah. They're so busy.
Yep. So she decides and poof, boom, they go into Ramanu's realm.
That's so sweet.
I'll tell you.
This is a fairy tale.
Yeah. They hold out their hand. Let me show you my world, little witch. I slip my hand into theirs, and everything goes black.
A whole new world.
A dazzling place. And then we get the epilogue, our first epilogue. There are two epilogues.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't even know that you could either.
No rules.
No rules. This is 7 years later.
7 years later. So they've been putting it down,
Yep.
picking it up.
It's their anniversary of the 7 years, and it's the date of her time for her to leave.
Yeah, her month is up.
Yep, her month is up. And she's just been having a ball
I
for the past
bet.
7 years. She's friends with his friends. She's friends with like
Oh my God.
all kinds of different beings, you know, dragons, krakens, gargoyles, incubus, and succubus. She's just been living her best life for the last 7 years. And they've just been having a blast. They love each other. They're in love. What they're going to do is they're going to go back into her world, and she's taking Ramanu to meet her fathers. And she's going to say, this is my husband. But wouldn't it be such a shock for the dads? Like, she's been gone for 3 weeks, and she comes back, and she's like...
Married to a demon.
Uh-huh. But then also, you know what I was thinking about? They're, like, at dinner. Say they're at dinner.
Yeah.
Her fathers and her and Ramu. Yeah. And they're telling stories. If I was the dad, I would be like, how do you have so many stories? You've only known each other for 3 weeks.
Well, I would assume hopefully these witch dads are like, have you been in hell for 7 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who hasn't?
Totally.
We all married a demon once.
Totally. And so that's what they do in the first epilogue. It's very sweet. It's very romantic. It's very much...
Oh, and the second one's dirty.
Yeah, dude, it is. Ramanu slips their hand into mine. Let's go, little witch. After you, demon, I grin. I could never have anticipated this being my life, but I wouldn't have it any other way. That's how the first epilogue. Then, bonus epilogue, an erotic show.
A show? They're put on a show.
Mm-hmm. Now we've got an even bigger time jump. It's 10 years later.
Okay,
They've
10
been
human
so now they've been
years?
together for 17 years.
That's so sweet.
I know. They love each other.
But I would just do more hell years, because you get to live longer
For
in
sure.
hell years.
And that's what they're doing.
I would do
They're
like a
living in
Halloween
his-
Town situation, you know?
For sure.
Where it's like, on Halloween, I come and spend, you know, a couple days, which is like fucking months where I come from.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm going to just live in Halloween Town.
Yeah. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Of course. So they've been living in their realm. Ramanu decides they're like, I've got a special surprise for you.
He wants her to knock him up.
They're like, I'm going to take you to a show.
A pegging show.
So they get to this, what I'm picturing is like a little opera theater. It's got balconies, there's a stage, you know.
A cabaret.
Yes, a cabaret. And there's a ballerina, and she's dancing, and there's like a maze that's being projected onto, they're up on the balcony, you know.
Okay.
And there's like a maze being projected down onto the floor. And then out comes this minotaur.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Yeah. In Saltburn, there was the minotaur in the center of the maze.
Well, that's like a whole thing
It's a whole- I
where
know, it is a whole
minotaurs
thing.
like come from or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so this minotaur comes up and is like dancing with this ballerina
It sounds
on the
beautiful.
stage.
It's like a
Mhm.
beautiful ballet.
The minotaur that rises from the center of the maze through a clever circular contraption is tall, much taller than Ramanu and significantly taller than the little ballerina. He's also wearing only a loincloth, and it does nothing to hide that he's aroused.
Pitching a tent.
He's pitching a tent.
That bull tent.
Uh-huh. I knew you'd enjoy this, Ramanu says. Come here, little witch. Takes Lenora and sits her on their lap.
Yeah. Up in her?
While they're watching
Yeah.
the ballerina and the minotaur, who are about to start going at it on stage.
Yeah.
He's like finger blasting her.
Yeah, he's doing it too.
Uh-huh. As the ballerina and minotaur start doing it, Ramanu just plows into her while they're watching this
That's
show.
right. This is love. This is romance.
Uh-huh.
This is everything you could ask for in a relationship.
Hey, you gotta keep it spicy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're enjoying a show. You're putting on a show.
Totally.
Everyone's enjoying everything.
Uh-huh. Yep. And so they're just having fun. They're like, you know, doing it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now you have me considering how best to conjure up a hedge maze, Lenora says. Who knows what the next decade will bring? Only joy and a lot of good sex. They hug me tight. I love you. I love you too.
Aww.
I pause and frown down at the stage. Is that a kraken?
Oh,
End story.
tentacle porn.
Yeah, end story.
Oh, that was so cute.
Didn't you love that?
I loved that. Oh
I
my
knew you
God.
would. I was like, all these I was like, this is right
This
up Paul's
is
alley.
romance.
Yeah.
That's romance. I want a gay one now.
See, now you do want me to get into a little more fantasy romance.
Well,
maybe.
I always wanted to. You know what I really want you to get into is like an old romance novel.
Yeah, I have that one
You
that my
know.
mom got me. Maybe I should read it.
Yeah, that
Maybe-
would be a fun one.
Maybe we should do that one next.
Like an old classic.
Yeah,
What you expect.
like Fabio on the cover.
Yeah,
or
Fabio
whatever.
style.
Yeah.
That would be a super fun one.
Actually, we won't do that one next because I've got one lined up, but maybe we'll do that one soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get into old romance novels too.
I want to hear what they're like.
Totally, right?
Because these have all been pretty modern.
Yeah, they're all very
modern,
modern. They're
yeah.
all and all of these books that I've been reading have been written in the past like year and a half, 2 years.
I want one that like your mom read in the 80s.
the one that she got me was the first romance novel she's ever read in her life.
That's gonna be awesome.
She read it when she was 18.
That's gonna be fucking
in
dope.
1977.
Damn.
I know.
Damn, Paula.
And what's so funny is when I told her we were doing this podcast, I was like, so give me any recommendations that you have or whatever. And she goes, oh, well, I know the very first romance novel I ever read.
I'll never forget.
Instantly knew it.
That's right.
Yeah.
People don't forget.
People don't forget. So yeah, I do have that one, which we can do.
Okay, that'll be a good
But I'm glad you liked
I
The
love
Demon's
this.
Bargain. It's a fun one.
That's a fun one.
I really enjoyed it.
That's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I like it. Right?
That's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Totally. Nice. I love that you love that.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah.
Magic. Demons. Everything I love.
Totally. I need to take a break before we do this one.
Okay.
I need to stretch my legs.
Okay.
I need to do a jumping jack. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm going to fade and it's not going to be fun.
Okay. Ooh.
All right.
All right.
Another story. Here we go.
Yeah, that was great. I love this double feature.
Yeah, double feature act, man.
Yeah, the Halloween extravaganza.
It sure is. Okay, so now we've got just what I'm most excited for, Triceratops and Bottoms.
Yeah.
I want to read you the tagline. She was a time-traveling sexaholic in search of the ultimate dinogasm.
Gee, I thought this was going to be gay stuff.
I told you weren't going to be able to figure this one out.
All right, let's get into it.
Read the back of it, and then
okay.
also, if you would, please read about the author, because this is my favorite part of this whole thing is this.
Okay. In the far future, AI and nanobots have rendered life safe, easy, and boring. With imaginable luxury at her fingertips, Erin has explored every avenue of sensual adventure available on Earth and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
But when even alien orgies pale, Erin's life becomes tedious and predictable until she hears about an experimental time machine. Daring the dangerous trip to the past, she discovers an erotic adventure unlike any she's ever imagined. Will her forbidden attraction to the thunder lizards of the primeval past spell disaster? Has no one seen Butterfly Effect?
I actually haven't seen that movie.
Has no one read The Sound of Thunder?
I actually haven't read that either.
All right, well, then I guess nobody has. Well, both of those are warning you not to go back in time and change anything.
Yeah. Especially back to times of dinosaurs. I mean,
Yeah,
come on. You're
and
going to alter
honestly-
the entire trajectory of life itself.
Yeah, like you wouldn't exist anymore. And
It's,
I mean,
messing with time is messy.
it's not, it's crazy to do in a smut novel. Also, I think she's a sex addict.
She is. Well, she's a sexaholic. She's a sex addict.
But I think she needs to go get help and not get
She
fucked
does need
more.
to go to a meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, about the author.
Yes.
Lola Faust is the author of Wet Hot Allosaurus, Summer, How Stego Got His Groove Back, Tyrannosaurus Sexed, and other erotic dinosaur fiction. She's an associate professor of paleontology at the University of British Columbia.
That's my favorite part.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
if I was studying paleontology and I found out that my professor was writing dino smut, I would lose my fucking mind.
You know what? It's great to know she's doing something she's passionate
She
about.
is a ball of fun.
Clearly.
I want to meet her. Lola Faust.
You think she's single?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually.
Because she could definitely be married to like another paleontologist who's just like in a blow up raptor costume right now.
Right. God, man. And they're living their best life.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
Isn't that fun?
That's fun.
Yeah, I thought that was super fun too. So yeah, this is like I don't know, 45 little mini pages.
Yeah.
Very small. This book is the size of like a little, like a church, like a hymnal or something. But yeah, this came recommended to me by a coworker.
Okay. Some freak you work with. Some kinky, nasty, weird freak you
Would you
work
like
with.
to take a guess at who it is? No, I'll just tell you. Kelly.
I was going to say Kelly.
Yeah. She said, my friend's reading this wild book. You should read it for your podcast.
My friend.
Uh-huh. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, Kelly.
I've had a lot of friends.
So yeah, thank you, Kelly, for recommending.
Thank you, Kelly. This one goes out to Kelly.
Shout out to Kelly. Triceratops and Bottoms. Okay. Anyway, so the year is 2122. Everything you could ever imagine is available at your fingertips, and you don't even need to be like, hey Siri, adjust the temp. No, you just think in your head, wow, I wish it was 69 degrees in here. Temp lowers.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But, like it said on the back of the book, it has rendered life boring. Because everything you could ever want, you have.
Okay, listen.
I'm listening.
Only boring people get bored. So if I had all of this at my fingertips, I would be having fun.
For
I would
sure.
be making stuff.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Paul, you know how you macrame? And you get the idea?
How I macrame.
You could just think about that and it would already be made. You wouldn't even have to make it.
I mean, that's like, oh, whatever, but like,
but then
couldn't you just toggle the option on of like,
True.
I'm going to make that.
True.
I just need you to like give me all of the cord ready to go.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's like she's fried her brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's fried her brain.
To get off TikTok.
Yeah, she does. You heard me both. So she's, exhausted. And what she's chosen to do, by the way, because, in this future realm, you've got a lot of free time.
Yeah.
She's chosen to be freaky with it. She wanted to have sex with as many things,
yeah,
people,
life forms,
creatures,
inanimate objects.
Yeah, as she can. So the alien orgies aren't cutting it anymore. She's bored.
She's chasing a high.
She's chasing a high, and she's never gonna get it. She's like when billionaires. It's like, just chill out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be freaks.
Just sit down.
Just sit down. Anyway, so one day she's reminiscing. She's got this like sex scrapbook. And it's got like memories that she can put back into her head or whatever.
Sorry, Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's like very, very Black Mirror.
Yeah.
This is a Black Mirror episode.
This is a Black Mirror episode.
And so she's like reminiscing through her sex adventures. And she decides to suit up into her VR suit, which is like a latex suit. It's got like probes or whatever in it. And her VR headset. And
I would look awful in a latex suit. Can you imagine? I'm picturing my body shape wrapped in latex, and it makes me violent. Violent.
Your spare
I feel
tire?
violent. Yeah. Like it's just like person. Whoa! Person.
It would be not good. Let's not go there.
Let's not.
Please.
Let's get back to the VR suit.
Okay, so she goes into her little like VR room or whatever, and she's like, let me go back in time here. And she's back in time, and she didn't necessarily want to go back in time to dinosaurs. A dinosaur just pops up while she's on her little VR adventure.
Because that's what she really wanted.
Yes, exactly.
It's in her subconscious.
Right. And so she's like, why am I attracted to this dinosaur? What is going on? This is crazy. What is happening? And so she has a blast in her little VR suit.
Okay.
And she takes off the VR suit, and she's like, what if I could do that IRL?
And we're talking just regular dinosaurs. These aren't like humanoid dinosaurs.
Just regular dinosaurs.
Like
just a
dinosaur.
Triceratops.
Okay.
Or a T-Rex.
Okay.
Like just normal.
This isn't like a furry thing. It's
no.
not like anamorphic.
No. Just dinosaurs.
Just
straight
dinos.
up.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she's thinking, wow, that's fun. Maybe I should try to do that. And then she sees that someone has invented time travel. Convenient. She's like, I'm going to try this out. So the next day she goes and finds this time travel man, and he sets her up. He puts the little device on her, and she's like, I want to go back to the Jurassic era. Is that possible? And he's like,
if you want to die, it's fucking death sentence.
He goes, I don't see why not. It's funny you mentioned the butterfly effect, because I did think they mentioned something in here about it.
Yeah, like, are they like, oh, it takes you to an alternate timeline?
After the presentation, chances were given to volunteers to try out the invention. A lot of people were afraid because of the Jurassic era and the danger it posed, while others felt it would be safe to have other people go out. Erin jumped at the chance. She was taken to a room where she was fitted with protective devices, force fields, rebreathers, and other useful items, and of course her time travel belt, fully charged and ready to go. She presses the button, and the time travel belt is activated. Portal of light opens up, through which Erin steps.
Okay.
Boom. There we go.
Jurassic.
Yep. A minute later, everything came into focus, and Erin glanced up. She gasped when she saw the lush greenery surrounding her and a majestic waterfall in the distance. Whoa, that's cool, she said in awe.
Cool!
I wonder where the dinosaurs are, she was saying when the ground shook underneath her.
That's right.
Letting out a sharp gasp, she ducked and rolled behind a rock, her shaky hands reaching for the force field device on her wrist. She activated it and shut her eyes, panting. Almost immediately, a roar echoed through the air with tremendous force. That's certainly a dino, she muttered with glee.
A dino. When I hear dino, I think nuggets.
Oh,
you know? I can't take that seriously.
That's certainly a dino.
That's a dino.
So she's like taking her camera out. She's taking pictures of all this shit. She's like, this is crazy. And then she sees a herd of Triceratops. Which are like massive, by the way.
Yeah, well, I guess. Wouldn't they be huge? Like elephant, like, mammoth sized or something? Wait,
is a Triceratops the one in Jurassic Park, in the very first original Jurassic Park, where it's all sick and it's really sad in the beginning?
Yeah,
and she's going
it's a three-horn.
Okay, so it's not like, I'm picturing like 20 feet tall. It's not
I think
that
that's
big.
that's like one of those
long
brontosaurus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, still huge. Anyway. And so she decides to take out her sketch pad and she's sketching the herd as they're eating and they're just being peaceful. And she swears that one of the Triceratops is posing for her.
Well, you know what? When I was in like second grade,
yeah,
I did a chalk drawing of a Triceratops, and it got selected and it got put in the school art show.
Wow!
So
in second grade,
maybe it was third.
Either way,
it was like young elementary school.
That's impressive.
Like did a thing where like everyone did an art thing.
Yeah.
And then you would leave and go to recess. When you came back, certain ones had stamps on it, and that meant that they got to go to like a little art show.
Yeah.
Like off campus.
How did you feel when yours had a stamp on it?
I knew it. Oh. I'm gonna be real with you. When I made it, I remember being like, "There's literally no way this one doesn't get picked." Like looking at the other ones, and I'm just like, "Oh, that's so cute! What you guys have done there."
Oh, that's so funny.
So when I got picked, it felt right. I said, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
So on brand for you.
I know. So I've sketched Triceratops myself.
So
is
you're
what I'm trying to say. I'm really putting
myself
in there. Yeah.
You can see what's happening when she's feeling.
It's like a Triceratops posed for me when I did mine.
Exactly. She's drawing this Triceratops and she looks up and says, "I wouldn't be getting so close to you if you were a T-Rex."
Because she knows T-Rex are carnivores.
And she swears that the Triceratops laughs at that little non-joke.
Because it definitely speaks English.
Right. I literally thought that when I was anyway. And then all of a sudden, as she says that, the ground shakes and in comes a T-Rex. It's pandemonium. The Triceratops are like, "Oh my God!" The pterodactyls are flying in the sky like, "Holy shit!" And blah, 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 blah. So she runs with the Triceratops, trying to get away from this T-Rex. And finally she gets to a spot where she's like trying to activate her force field. And finally she activates it and she puts a force field big enough to go around the entire Triceratops herd, which is huge. I'm like, that's crazy.
It's going to drain your battery.
No shit. And it does.
Yeah.
And so finally the T-Rex tries to get in, but can't. And so the T-Rex runs off. So she retracts the force field and she swears that the Triceratops that was posing for her is thanking her for saving them. She feels a connection with this Triceratops.
She's starting to.
So fucking unhinged. Truly insane. So she takes a picture with him, selfie, and she sees a scar on the dinosaur's face and is like, "Oh, did you get into a fight? What's happening?" You know? She dropped her backpack, so she's like, "I gotta go back and get my backpack," you know? So she's walking off and the Triceratops is following her.
Yeah.
Obviously. And she's like, keeps looking back and she's like, "Okay, I guess you're coming with me." She's like, "This dinosaur is so obsessed with me.
I'm so hot this fucking dinosaur can't."
And she names the Triceratops Sarah. Triceratops, so C-E-R-A, like Michael Cera.
Like Sarah from The Land Before Time, the Triceratops.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more on a male.
You do you.
They get caught in a rainstorm.
If you like pina coladas. And get caught in the rain.
They get caught in a rainstorm and separated from the herd. And
hot.
Yeah. Sarah's nudging her to like get on his back.
Yeah, get on that back.
And so she gets on the back and she's like riding the Triceratops and he takes her to a cave.
Obviously.
She lights a fire. It's like all
set the
raining
mood.
outside.
Set the mood.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm soaking wet. I better take these clothes off." And Triceratops is like, "Watch.
I'm already naked, so I don't need to take my clothes off. I'm an animal.
I'm a dinosaur.
I'm a dinosaur." And
so she's like doing a sensual dance in front of the fire.
A fucking traditional Triceratops mating dance.
I'm going to read you this a little bit. Erin opened her eyes when she felt something warm brushing over her skin. It aroused her, the way it caressed her body. At first she thought she was having an erotic dream. Then her vision became focused on Sarah, and she smiled. Her eyes lit up, and they wrinkled at the corners. What are you doing to me?
What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
To a dinosaur, the Jurassic
She knows what
Park
she's doing.
smut. That's so funny. But
Jurassic Park
what was
smut.
Sarah nudging her with? His horn?
What they do
One of his
originally is
horns?
they just like, she's just like touching the Triceratops and like kissing the Triceratops, but I'm like, on the mouth? It really doesn't say.
Just on it.
Because the mouth would be like
A beak.
a beak.
Yeah.
So
Like a
I think
hard
she's
beak.
like kissing the dinosaur's
Body.
face.
Body,
I don't
yada, yada.
know. Like, what the fuck is going on? I truly
Oh my god.
cannot picture it. And then they, have this moment where they're kissing, and then they fall asleep. It's nighttime. It's cold. They're by the fire. It's so nice. They fall asleep.
Okay.
Next morning, unhinged dinosaur sex scene.
What?
Yes.
Like how? The bodies don't even line up.
I know, Paul. Literally,
What I'm picturing is so
look at what I typed.
beyond
Like
cartoonish.
how?
Like how?
Physically. Just how? This is what I've typed in my notes.
She's got a ride, I guess.
I mean, I guess.
Oh my god.
But so in this unhinged scene,
yeah.
the Triceratops is like licking her with its tongue.
Yeah. And
I'm like, would the tongue be like dragon
rough
scales? I don't even
or,
fucking
like,
know.
Is it like a snake's tongue?
Right.
Is it fat like a cow's tongue?
Right.
I'm thinking like a cow's tongue.
Ooh, which is
doing that thing where
Oh.
it's like a 360
oh,
lick.
I truly just got unnerved
Ew.
by the thought of that.
Ew.
Erin couldn't get enough of Sarah and the immense sexual pleasure she enjoyed with him. She knew she'd have to leave someday, so she wanted to enjoy it as much as possible. They stayed together in the cave, enjoying their intimacy away from the outside world.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane.
I thought these were gonna be like dinosaurs from like that show Dinosaurs.
No.
Where they were people.
Right. No, this is a Triceratops. And then she...
What? Jerks them off?
Yeah.
Two-handed?
Well,
Full
obviously,
bear
can you
hug.
imagine the size
I
of
can't.
it?
She's not taking that, is she? Does she get fooked by him?
Not yet.
But she does.
So anyway, that's what happens.
Splitting too.
And then, no shit, dude. And so it's fucking unhinged for like a long time in here. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
Yeah. So she's really just out fucking a dinosaur.
A dinosaur.
Okay.
Anyway, they went over to the beach side under the glow of a perfect full moon. Their bodies glimmered in the light. So now they're just frolicking on the beach. And...
Does tragedy strike? Like,
no.
I keep expecting like a T-Rex comes and just kills
I
Sarah,
wish that would happen.
and then she fucks the T-Rex.
Dude, I wish the T-Rex would kill her so she'd stop time traveling.
That's her ultimate finisher.
Anyway, so they're like frolicking on the beach, and then they start like kissing each other, and then we get another just crazy sex scene
on the beach with a dinosaur.
Yeah, where this time he actually, I do believe,
penetrates her. Yeah,
and I'm just like,
fantasy,
that you would die.
Fantasy,
you would die.
Tear.
You would be ripped in half.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
You'd be dead. So
I mean, maybe we're wrong, and scientifically they've got little Peters or something, but
maybe
it's really hard for me to believe that a average human woman is just getting pounded by a Triceratops.
By the way, you can never give me shit for touching my hair ever again, because all you've done is twist and twirl this whole time.
Listen, I don't know what your obsession with me and what I'm doing and what my hair's doing, but it's like the second I throw a wig on it, you've got an opinion.
It's because the second you throw a wig on, you're a different person.
Exactly.
I don't know this, Paul.
This isn't Paul. This is Tina.
You are Tina.
Sex on the beach with a dinosaur.
So they have full penetrative sex on the beach, and then it's really just, we're ending their story with Erin stayed with Sarah for a week, and it felt like an eternity, those 7 days. And somehow it also felt like 7 hours. So
what? Like it was all the time in the world and
but
none
not
of the time in the world.
Exactly.
She's in love and in lust.
Oh my god, she's in love with this dinosaur.
Weird.
I know, dude. This has been the best week of my life, she said, embracing the Triceratops. Who would have thought she'd bond with a prehistoric creature? And not just bond, but have a real connection.
They never could speak.
I know.
Just vibes.
Just vibes. I just made a playlist on Spotify called Just Vibes.
And it's all about dinosaur sex.
No. Anyway, she felt sadness when she moved back, making her preparations for departure. It made her realize one thing. She definitely had to come back again.
Well, good thing it's the future. You can do whatever you want, I guess.
Erin gave the Triceratops one last embrace and a deep kiss and opened up her time portal. She stepped through it, eyes still on her strange lover, and bade one final farewell. That was Triceratops and Bottoms.
That was crazy.
Yeah!
That was just weird and quick, and I thought it was going to, like, when I hear tops and bottoms, I just immediately think it's going to be gay stuff.
Gay dinosaur sex.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I thought there was going to be, like, a tribe of tops and a tribe of bottoms.
Isn't it bizarre that this was the name you used and there's no gay Triceratops
Yeah, it was just super
sex?
weird. And
Uh-huh.
bottoms is just so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, good for her.
Yeah!
It was fun, it was quick, it was...
There's
that
another
was
story in here
weird.
called Mile High Pterodactyl Club.
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know
weird
that I'll
that this
read it if I'm being
professor is just
Isn't
so
that
into... That's like the
wild?
funniest part of the whole thing.
I told you that is the best
Yeah,
part.
it's like I don't need to read the rest. I get it. It's sex with dinosaurs, but it's just funny that like she knows about dinosaurs
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Super weird. Yeah. Well, anyway, so those were the... I know they're not necessarily spooky, scary stories or anything, you know, because for Halloween, but I just thought
They were out there.
They were out there. I mean, obviously the Demon's Bargain, that's, you know,
That's
magic and
Halloween.
love
That was very Halloween.
And then Triceratops and Bottoms, honestly, I just couldn't help myself.
That was like a fun little treat at the end.
Yeah, when I heard that title, I was like, oh, I just have to.
I know the title oversold what it was, though. I will say that.
The title does oversell. You're
Like,
right.
I'm like sad that they have the trademark on that title, so it can't be used for something cooler than that.
I agree.
But whatever, it was still funny.
Whatever, yeah.
It was still fun.
It was interesting to read. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I fucking bet.
I told my mom I was reading this, and I was just like, I didn't even know that this was an option.
No. Dinosaurs, no, especially that they're just full, unaltered dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that was a
Animal
thing.
beasts that would kill you.
For sure. How did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Good.
I mean, I've really sold on the
I love how
on the
into
demon
that
one.
you were.
That one was so
That
good.
was
I wish that
fun.
one was longer and we got to like see more.
Yeah.
And like there was more adventure.
Well, I'll see if I can. You know
but
what?
I really like that.
This is New York Times bestselling author Katee Robert. Maybe
She
I
has
should
to have another one.
Yeah, I'll look into see what she's got.
Yeah, maybe a fuller one.
Because
this
maybe she's got
was
some
quick.
series.
This was like 3 days.
Yeah,
But I loved it.
yeah, loved it.
Thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the title of our next. We're just
Yes.
getting back to regularly programmed smut.
Yes.
I'm reading a book called The Roommate by Rosie Dannon. What are your thoughts?
This is what I think The Roommate is about.
Let's hear it.
I think it is about a 27-year-old pre-med student, female, cool name, I don't know what it is,
Okay.
who has like finally landed her whatever she needs, residency, whatever it is.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
she's kind of settled after doing her school and all of her stuff. And she's like finally going to get to move into her own apartment. She's making her own money.
Nice.
And she doesn't have to have a roommate anymore. So she moves into her own place and, you know, she's working long hours. She's putting in all that time.
God, the hours would be long.
The hours would be insane, and they're, you know, unpredictable.
Yeah.
Let's say she's doing prenatal surgical.
Oh, like
That's her
NICU
thing.
type shit?
Yeah. She's doing crazy. She's doing
Wow.
Addison from Grey's Anatomy.
The Lord's work.
Yeah, she's saving babies in the womb.
Wow.
And so it takes a lot, and it drains you.
Oh, wow.
And so she's always tired. She's always coming home to an empty house now. And after, you know, the first couple months, it was exciting to like not have to share your fridge and all that shit. But now it's like,
I'm alone. Yeah.
And then maybe 4 or 5 months in, she comes home and she notices something's not where it was.
Ooh.
Her coffee cup that she always has her routine and it's always in the sink. It wasn't. It was like by the couch, and she doesn't drink her coffee by the couch.
Ever.
She reads the
Like you would
paper.
know, like if you saw that, you'd be like,
she
I
was
know
like,
I didn't put that there.
Weird, and I haven't any guests over. That's weird.
I'd be freaked out.
Yeah,
What is this,
but
a
she
barbarian
just is like,
situation?
whatever. I'm like, you know, working a lot. Things are crazy. Whatever. It must have just slipped my mind, and that just starts to escalate and build where things are just, she's like, I'm convinced like things are moving. Things are changed. Like, what the fuck's going on? And so she's like, well, whatever. I'm a doctor. Obviously, I'm just going to get like security cameras. and like
because she's a doctor.
Because she's a doctor. It's like, I don't have to worry about this. I'm just getting those.
Yeah.
So she gets them and like it dies down after that. And she's like, okay, like even that seems more suspicious. But the whole time, like she's never really piecing things together.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we as the reader, we know there's someone coming into her apartment.
Do like a squatter, just a daily.
So we never
squatter?
like from the chapters that we're getting, it's like never telling you explicitly what's going on. It'll just like every once in a while like cuts to like a short chapter, and it's like as I'm peering through the closet door and I see her.
Oh, so
like,
is this a stalker? Is this a dark romance?
Yeah, like she's just gotten home, and it's like I'm still trying to figure her out. And it's like we don't hear this until like she's got the cameras, and then it's almost like whoa, we start to get these little flashbacks.
Okay.
And they're just from someone's perspective.
Okay.
And it's just like their point of view voice saying things that we know from what we've read before, like the coffee cup.
Yeah.
Like them moving that, or her clothes, things that she's mentioned that we've already know have happened. We're now getting these like little flash chapters that are back in time of it happening. And it's from someone who's been watching. So in Katee, the first things moved after she's had the security cameras in.
Okay.
And it's like, she comes in and it's like a whole bunch of books stacked up on her kitchen islands. And the titles are all somehow alluding to like being watched, or I see you, or it's like whatever. It's like, here's like a book on eye anatomy, and here's like a fictional book that's like, I'm watching you, something.
Is this in your mind a dark romance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much. And so she goes in and she's like, what the fuck? But then she's also like, I got the cameras, right?
Yeah.
And she like pulls open her app and then scrolls through, and it's like at one particular time they flash for a like second black, and then they're all pointed.
Oh, they're all
at
pointed.
The ceiling, and then the books are apparently moved, and then it's like flash again, and they're back to where they were, right back to one. So she gains nothing but knowing that someone is accessing her
cameras
home, and her cameras.
Yeah.
Like something's up, but like she's freaked out. But then there's like another feeling.
Oh,
like a stirring inside of like
some people like the chase.
Watching.
Right, someone's watching.
Like someone's watching.
Some people like being.
And
chased.
now I know. Now it's not just a hunch. It's not paranoia. I know someone's in here, and she like tells the police because it's like the logical thing. But they're like, we don't have anything. What you've shown us is like
nothing.
Something happened, but it's like, what am I going to post an officer here all day? Like, if you find me something more concrete. So then it starts to be she's also tired as fuck. Like she's doing this intense
for
medical
sure. She's
thing.
working like 18-hour days.
But now this is what she's thinking about when she's at the hospital. It's like, oh, who is this? What are they doing? Why are they watching me? But now when she's at home, she starts to think like I'm being watched, and instead of being freaked out, she's
putting on a show.
Ooh. So she starts walking around in like the lacy underwear,
Love
the negligees,
that.
and so then things start moving around. And then eventually one day, like, there's a note.
What does it say?
It's like, I liked what you wore last night best.
Ooh.
And she's been wearing different things the whole time. So then she starts writing notes back. Whatever the notes left, she writes it back and says something. So then there's almost this like, at first it's confrontational, like, why are you fucking watching me? Because in her head she's like, I can't, I'm a doctor, I'm logical, I'm upset that someone's watching me.
You have to be logical.
And she's trying not to like give in to the fact that like she likes it. But it's like, obviously she's doing these things. Like she didn't used to walk around looking hot with her hair done, like making pancakes or coming home late at night and like, she's pleasuring herself like someone's watching. She's really into that. Before she like didn't have much of a sex drive, but this has ignited it.
Ooh.
So then eventually
you never know what you're into.
You never know.
Yep.
It just builds and builds, and she starts like challenging him in the notes and flirting a little bit.
Yeah.
Until like one night it is just like, she has been saying like, just fucking come then. Come find me at home.
Yeah.
Stop watching and show me. Like, come find me. Come find me.
Oh my God.
And it goes full dead radio silence out of nowhere.
Okay.
And she starts to freak.
Panic.
Because she was obsessed with this.
This
was what was keeping her
all
going.
She was thinking about.
And then it's like a month and there's been no notes. Nothing's moved. She's heartbroken almost. Like
I would be.
Yeah. And then
I'd be like, what happened to my stalker? Did he die?
Happened? And then one day, like awful day, loses a
traumatic
baby or something, like a mother doesn't make it, comes home broken, and there's just a note on her counter, and it just says tonight.
Oh my God. And then what?
And then, so she is,
Right.
and immediately it's like panic mode. I gotta shave my legs.
Showers,
I need to do the everything shower.
Yep.
Everything shower. Yep. And then after that, it's just anticipation.
And then, so then does she go to bed and tries to go to sleep?
Well, she's like, she doesn't know. She's like, what does tonight mean?
Right.
Does tonight mean you're gonna walk in the door?
Yes.
Does tonight mean like when I'm asleep?
It means tonight.
Like, when are you gonna show up? But it's like, so she can't sleep. It's like nerves. It's nerves.
So is she on her couch waiting?
So
or
she's like, do it. That's like part. We see a whole montage of like pouring a glass of wine,
right,
and getting like she's in her negligee, she's hot, she's trying different poses, she's going, it's hours, 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
and then she just passes out,
right?
It's just like
you would eventually,
you can't, yeah. And then
what?
Once she's asleep,
we hear
no knock,
footsteps. It's walking towards
new chapter. Her. My eyes open to the figure standing above me.
Ooh. And then what?
And then they fuck, obviously.
Oh my god, I want
And then they
that.
fuck.
I want.
And then it's just like this slow burn.
Will you write that book, please, Paul?
Her like being like, am I? She's having a sexual relationship with her stalker that she doesn't know what he looks like. The roommate,
quote unquote.
And
the
it's
roommate.
like the whole book's gonna end that this dude has been squatting and living like in her crawl space.
But they fall in love and they end up moving in together.
Oh yeah, at the whole end of the thing is like that. It is like. She's like, I want to get to know you as a person. And he says no.
No.
No. Listen, he says, I'll always be here. I'll always be watching. But this is what you have of me.
No.
Is the watch.
I refuse to accept that.
And so, I mean, and then the epilogue is like 10, 20 years, and they do little check-ins, and it's like, she goes and continues her life because she has to, but it's like she has this secret sexual thing, and for years she never like loves or dates because like she gets fulfillment from this.
Now you're just trying to make me cry.
And then eventually, 20 years later, she does like fall in love with a guy and they get married, but this never stops. She moves, she goes to like other states, they do stuff, but she always has her? And like he has to get more and more subtle when she has like a husband and stuff, but it is just like this is a secret, and she'll never learn who he is, but he's completely.
But she had sex with him.
She has sex with him regularly, forever.
Yeah. Oh,
forever.
Wow. This is crazy, dude.
And it's like he's like, I never want you to ever know anything about me. I'm nothing. My life is yours, and my life is watching you.
What?
But she's never had sex like that and love like that.
Wow. Damn.
Sometimes love doesn't need a face.
Damn.
That's the tagline.
Paul, I would read that book.
That was a good one. That came out of nowhere. That was good. That felt good.
So many people would read that book.
Yeah.
Damn, you need to put.
And you could do a series where it's like she's got a kid or something,
right.
and they
different
move
phases
to,
of her life
to like some
different books,
rural place, and it's like it takes like a couple months, but then eventually like she sees her first note, and it's just like a sticky note that has like a heart, like only he draws or something,
right? And
she knows, oh, he's back.
Oh my god. That is insane.
And he's jacked. His body's
Obviously,
insane.
He's
like
jacked.
You never see the face. It's like ski mask, like lips. We're making out and stuff.
Always
but like jacked. And you can tell he's got like a good
like
jawline from the
6'4",
thing.
6'5".
Yeah, but it's just like obviously this person seems like they should be so hot. This shouldn't be a thing for them. But it's because it's not. Like he found someone.
Right.
He's been watching people, but he found the person he wants to watch.
Damn.
And he'll always be her roommate.
Damn.
Your roommate's in the walls.
Oh my god.
So that's what I think The Roommate's about.
Okay.
Or whatever it was called.
I have not started reading it yet. I have it
so
on
it might be word for word for what that is.
So we'll see. I hope that's what it's about too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That got me really going.
Yeah.
I like that.
Kind of always like beck and call. He's always there.
Well, we'll find out here in a week and a half.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Spooky Halloween.
Everybody have a great Halloween.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, this is Tina and
Jean signing off.
Bye.